At the beginning of the year, we promised we were going to give main character energy, but now the year is halfway over and it's giving more like tired background extra. But do not worry, just because there are 5 months left in this year does not mean it's over for you. All is not lost. If your vision board is giving you the side eye, we are going to flip the script together, and as your very own personal beauty pro, I am going to show you how I am doing my mid-year reset. I'm also going to show you how I went from this to this. Hello, pretty person. I am Crystal, your very own personal beauty pro from face to fragrance. If you are new here, I actually am a beauty pro. I am a professional multimedia makeup artist. I'm also a licensed esthetician. I am a hairstylist, a beauty writer, an editor, and the list goes on. And yes, I actually am those things in real life. And because of that, there is absolutely no excuse why I should not be able to help you and myself to reach our goals that we set for ourselves this year. So I'm going to share with you some things that I am doing to reset, refocus, and actually reach my goals by the end of this year. And in addition to the tips and tricks I'm going to show you, I have so many beautiful products, both new and old favorites, that I want to share with you that I've really been enjoying and that really feel like I'm getting a fresh start. And speaking of products, I know a lot of you do not miss a beat. So if you have any questions about the makeup I'm wearing, that will be in the information box, along with the details on this dress. I wish you could see the whole thing. I'll have to insert a picture, but this is an adorable white bubble hem and bubble sleeve dress from Banana Republic, and it is currently in stock, at least at the time of recording this, and they are having a great end of season sale if you're in the market for a few new pieces. The first and foremost tip for a successful mid-year beauty reset is gratitude. To appreciate the moment that you are actually living in. If you have the things you truly need and you and the people you care about are okay, that is the most important thing, because without your health and if your loved ones are struggling, that would make other accomplishments very difficult to enjoy. So if you're not already into writing down things that you're grateful for on a regular basis, take a moment, even pause the video. Don't turn it off, but pause the video and write down 3 things that you are genuinely grateful for. When you cultivate contentment for what you already have, you show that you are able to care for more. If you don't appreciate and take care of what you have now, whether it's material things or even your own health, how can you expect to take care of the things or the health or the fitness that you say you want? And the second thing is to have realistic goals. Sometimes when you set those intentions for the year, you write down goals, they may or may not be achievable within a year realistically, or you may have chosen too many goals so that you've overwhelmed yourself. Now is the perfect time in the year to reevaluate, reset. Even if you narrow it down to 1 or 2 goals and you get laser focused on those, write down the baby steps that you'll take to accomplish the big goal. You can really feel a sense of accomplishment at the end of the year. And then the third tip is use what you have to get what you want. So use what you already have rather than focusing in on what you wish you had. Look around and see what you already have, whether that's weights and fitness videos on YouTube versus a gym membership, or rather than focusing so much on the latest and greatest makeup and fragrance, what do you already have? Are you wearing it? Are you taking care of it? Is it neat and clean? Do you have it sitting pretty on your vanity or your dresser? Take inventory of what you already have. Get rid of things that are just worn out. When you get the courage to let old things go, that makes room for the new. Once you've taken inventory of what you already have and you have it neat and clean and enjoyable, then you're in a better position to decide what you want to add to the mix. And that's what I've been doing recently. I have really been laser focused on playing with things that I haven't had time to. And I've also been making more use of the things I already know are my favorites. Sometimes when you try so many products, a lot of your tried and true items get pushed to the back burner. I know for myself, I've tried so many new beauty products, but a lot of them are mediocre compared to my tried and true products. So why use something of lesser quality just because it's new versus something you know is gorgeous and superior, but you were so focused on the latest and greatest coming out that you set the best to the side to try things that aren't even as good. So I've really been enjoying some of my tried and true professional favorites. I'm going to share those with you along with some new beauty. First, let's start with the Sephora haul. Kind of unplanned haul. I needed one thing and you know that has a snowball effect. But even then, I tried to stay laser focused. This all started because I was sick and tired of hearing people rave about the new Double Wear concealer. If you know me, you know that Double Wear foundation is one of my favorite formulas, both for pro work and just as an everyday girly girl. And I do have a Double Wear concealer, but they have revamped it and I just had to get to the bottom of the new formula. So I popped in to get that, and let me know if you want my thoughts on this. I'm looking forward to wearing it. My mood currently is only to acquire makeup that truly intrigues me. There has to be something about the formula, a brand, or maybe a gap in what I have. It has to look really promising in order for me to try it. I have shared this with you before, but now this has come up a few notches into my favorites. The Beauty Blender Power Pocket Puff. This is a dual-sided puff. So there's a soft velvet-like puff for powder, but then there's this fine, smooth sponge surface as well. And so you can use this for different types of products. The more I use this, the more special it has become. So I need multiples now because I'm constantly having to wash mine. So I'm really happy I picked this one up from Sephora, but I'll probably order them in bulk because Beauty Blender does have a pro discount. We are going to be doing a bit of traveling, more on that to come. And I will be taking you along with me, just like I did a few months ago to Hawaii. I wanted to get some travel size products. Now, what I usually do a lot of times, because I get so many samples of so many products, I usually just go through the samples and make some selections to take with me. But this time I wanted to be more intentional about my skincare. So I want travel sizes of the specific skincare products that I'm currently using. I'm really trying to hone in on what I truly love. This is the Dermalogica travel set. I love it because it has 3 of my absolute favorite products. It has the special cleansing gel. It has the pre-cleanse, which is their cleansing oil. Then it has the daily microfoliant, which is one of my favorite physical exfoliants. It also has their skin smoothing cream moisturizer. I'm not familiar with that moisturizer, but I do trust the Dermalogica brand. So that will be nice for just my daily basic moisturizer. And then a really important part of my skincare routine for me personally are my actives. So the cleansing and the moisturizing, those are basic steps that absolutely no one should skip. But I really feel, and based on my experience and research, that in your 20s you should start considering actives, maybe the milder forms at first, and then as the decades go by, something a bit more potent. But these are the ones that help you see those visible ta-da results in your skincare. One of the brands that I find works really well is Drunk Elephant. I do like some clinical grade skincare as well. This is what Drunk Elephant calls the littles. This one is well stocked because I'll have their jelly cleanser, their AHA BHA serum, their C Firma, their vitamin C serum as a hydrating serum, their peptide moisturizer, and also a sunscreen. I'm currently running low on my favorite retinol. From time to time I will switch brands, so I keep the basic product, but sometimes I'll switch brands and see if I like that brand's formulation. And in this case, I've never tried the Shani Darden brand. She just did a new and improved retinol that's supposed to be gentle but just as effective. These days, I'm only allowing myself new skincare when I really need to replace it. Stay tuned, I'll let you know how this one works. And this travel set is from Josie Maran. I haven't used them in quite a while. I've had so many other body products, so now is the perfect time to circle back to it because they had this great set called The Babies. Wasn't even clocking to me that this is a gift travel bag. This is really sturdy and nice. Got the Vanilla Vibes scent, and in it has a travel body scrub. It has the body butter, and it has the pure argan oil. One other thing I got during that Sephora haul was deep cleaning brush and sponge shampoo, and I literally popped this open right before recording this video. I wanted to test it on a couple of brushes. I did not think, in all honesty, that this would be as good as some of my favorite brush cleaners. I only used it once, but I can say that I was very impressed with this. This item is not from Sephora, but it's recently in. This is Elizabeth Arden's 8-Hour Cream. I have shared this on the channel before. I've been out of it for quite some time, but I really missed it. 8-Hour Cream has what I would call a kind of petroleum jelly-like texture, and it has sort of a classic vintage kind of scent. You might wonder, what's the big deal about this glorified petroleum jelly? And although it is similar, there is something about the way it's formulated that does make it an exceptionally beautiful product to use. Seals in moisture, but it sinks into the skin and it softens the skin versus, say, Vaseline, which is a product that I actually do love. This one is more softening and I think absorbed more quickly. I was recently thinking there was a time when a lady had a few of her favorite beauty secrets on her dresser. She did not need an entire closet dedicated to her beauty products like some people. And when you asked her about her beauty secrets, she would share those 1, 2, maybe 3 products. And now, you know, it's just the times that we are living in. The market is so flooded with products. And I don't begrudge anyone who wants to start a business, make and sell makeup. Everyone should be able to pursue their dreams and their businesses. But it does sometimes result in so much excess, so much want, that if you're not careful, you can forget to enjoy what you have. 8-Hour Cream is what you call a cult classic. In all the magazines, it would reference 8-Hour Cream. The top makeup artists would say this was their secret weapon to add a little sheen. It was long before the highlighter craze. One place I have been trying to avoid is Bath and Body Works because I had gotten to the point where I could practically open my own. But you know, as a girl, you get into different moods and you go through different eras. I've since made my way through a large amount of my body and bath collection. So I thought I would allow myself 1 or 2 things. Something I knew for a fact I love. That is the bubblegum pop. It was just under, I think, $4. I always said I wish I had a body wash, and sure enough, they had the body wash. It's similar to Snow Fairy by Lush, and it has come to my attention that Lush has taken Super Milk and Snow Fairy and combined them into one fragrance called Super Fairy, which I have decided that I have to have, but I have to have my mind right before I walk in Lush. And they were having a candle sale. I have not purchased candles in a long time. The back stock was running low. Leaves is my favorite fall winter candle. I also got sugared pretzel twist because that sounds so delicious. I think this is going to be really yummy burning. Home fragrance is a great segue into the fragrances I have been wearing, and 1 or 2 new ones. First one I shared in a recent video, that is Wilhelm Parfumerie Poets of Berlin. I really miss this fragrance. I love it. It is at the moment one of my for life fragrances, and it's something I knew that I would wear and enjoy and that would not collect dust. I wore it immediately, and the first first day back out, she was getting compliments. One of the things I do is I keep a running wish list when it comes to fragrances. It's really helpful because one, you get it out without spending anything, so you have fun just looking at your wish list, but also it helps you to put more thought into things before you buy them. And if you let enough time pass, you will find that things will fall off your wish list because you really only wanted them in the moment. Replenishing Wilhelm Parfumerie's Poets of Berlin reminded me that I also have Mango Skin, and Mango Skin I have reintroduced, and again, as soon as I started wearing it again, the compliments started rolling in. This fragrance is new to my collection and you might be saying, how does a new fragrance fit into a mid-year reset? I can explain. This fragrance is Tumi Whisper. Many of you are probably familiar with Tumi. They craft superior luggage and they got into fine fragrances. This is a soft feminine floral, but it is not ordinary. Tumi lists plum and rose and moss, but I could swear that I'm getting a bit of saffron. The rose is definitely present and there's a little sweetness. There's something that has a bit of zing. I guess that might be the plum. Plums tend to be a little sweet and a little tart, but it's almost mimicking maybe a splash of a juicy lemon. And one fragrance it reminds me of, not identical to, but definitely reminds me of, is Exalté. That is another beautiful upscale rose fragrance I wouldn't naturally gravitate toward, but that I think is absolutely gorgeous. One of the things about a mid-year reset is rediscovering and redefining who you are. And I guess I have been going through a floral girly girl moment because I also added Printemps Blanc to my collection. This is the house that has had the very successful Escapade Gourmand. This is starring a beautiful white tea note, orange blossom, grapefruit, sandalwood, and vanilla. It's light and airy and pretty, but there's something a little intoxicating about it. So I was making some tweaks to my skincare routine, so I want to visit whether or not they've been working. This is the Vichy water. It has 15 minerals. It's hydrating, it's good for your skin barrier. It's really good as a very first step. After you do your double cleanse, but before you start with your toners, serums, and moisturizers, it's rich in minerals and it's microfine. I really loved this Paula's Choice 1% retinol, and so did my skin. This retinol really visibly increased my cell turnover. I was peeling almost as if I had an in-office peel, so I had to be very mindful to exfoliate. It's really good. I would absolutely use this one again. Tata Harper Nourishing Oil Cleanser. And see, I've been enjoying it. I'm already halfway through it. I am not looking forward to replacing it, but I've been using it for years at this point, and it's one of my favorite cleansing oils. And of course, I have some makeup to share with you. A mid-year beauty reset is not always about buying something new. It's about returning to something that is tried and true. And I have really deliberately been doing that recently, and I've been enjoying it so much. One of the things I've really been focusing on, because I have so many of them, is foundation. I've really been giving a heavy rotation to my foundations. If you have not caught it, I have a fabulous foundation videos, over 50 foundations. One I have been giving a try is MAC Studio Radiance. The more I wear it, the more I think it's really beautiful, especially if you want that dewy look. I've been wearing the Studio Fix Everywhere pen. This formula is gorgeous. They really need to bottle this and just make it its own foundation. And if I want a really flawless coverage, I have been using one of the classics, MAC Pro Longwear Concealer. I was a MAC artist. I remember when this concealer was born. When I do use powder, I have gone back to another classic, Ben Nye's Luxury Powder in Banana. Ben Nye was a famous Hollywood makeup artist, and that's the origin of this brand. If you look in the credits of some very old Hollywood movies, sometimes you'll see Ben Nye credited as the makeup artist. And fun fact, this powder comes in many shades, including some of the pinks and roses. This powder has come in beautiful colors for many years. I am a huge lipstick lover, and another thing I have reset and reintroduced into my routine is a poppin' lip combo. I knew MAC's Flamingo lipstick, this gorgeous coral, was going to be in heavy rotation for spring and summer. Such a beautiful, almost retro shade of coral. Also been loving a shade I used to wear all the time, and that is Candy Yum Yum. What is even prettier is, believe it or not, these two shades together. Bit of coral in the center of a fuchsia pink is a beautiful combo, and I have been anchoring that look by almost filling the lips in with the beautiful magenta lip pencil by MAC. Now don't fight me over this next product, fight MAC Cosmetics, because they have been playing in our faces, revamping and discontinuing. One that they discontinued is MAC's Dazzle Glass. No other brand, regardless of how pretty their shimmering glosses are, could quite hold a candle to MAC's Dazzle Glass. I noticed when they were starting to run low on this, and I suspected they were discontinuing them. So I grabbed a fistful in a couple of my favorite colors. And this particular one is Funtabulous, this extremely pretty violet with a beautiful pink sparkle. And when I layer that over this Flamingo Candy Yum Yum combo, it's just this show-stopping princessy bubblegum Barbie pink coral combo. Speaking of superior, unless something better comes along, I'm pretty sure that Benefit is going to be one of my end of year beauty award winners. I have been loving this Benefit Precisely My Brow Detailer. This is one of those cases where it does pay to branch out a bit. You want to be open-minded and try new formulas when they look promising. In this case, I hit the jackpot. I stepped outside of some of my favorite brow products. Now I have a new favorite. I'm looking forward to serving you as your very own personal beauty pro and having a fun, fabulous time with these remaining few months of the year. Let me know what some of your beauty goals are, what you're doing for your mid-year reset. I will see you in the very next video, and until next time, keep it pretty.